Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I'm getting so excited. We're only 330 subscribers away, guys, to 100,000 subscribers. This is my live subscriber count here, and we are trying to hit 100,000 by March the 31st. Thank you to all of those people who have subscribed already. I'm going to be giving away 2 Ledger Nanos in early April, so for those of you guys who are subscribed, you're already eligible. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. We still have another just under a month and a half to go. So let's keep pushing forward. I gotta say, Bitcoin about to break out. This one from Stock Money Lizards. Okay, so are we about to break out even further? Are we going up above past 52,000 or wherever we're sitting today? Here's what he's saying here. Bitcoin, this breakout confirms what we have been predicting for more than a year now. This train is unstoppable, new all-time high either before or shortly after the halving. So now some, including Stock Money Lizards, are getting really bullish about the Bitcoin price. If I zoom in here, this is Bitcoin on the daily. You guys can see we have seen a powerhouse, the King Crypto, moving very bullish since about February the 5th. And even, stalled up here for a little bit. But, if I put that on the hourly, you guys can see stalled out a little bit, but looking to make its way to new all-time highs. Now, Stock Money Lizards is saying, we did hit the 0.618 Fibonacci, and we did break out past that. I know some other analysts have been analyzing this chart. And even if I just throw Fibonacci on here, I know one of the big ones is Blockchain Backer. I don't know if you guys follow him. I don't know anybody in the XRP community who doesn't follow him. Nevertheless, we've got Bitcoin reaching very close to the 0.702. And if history were to repeat itself, that is when we would see that retrace to the downside. So there's still time before the halving. We can see, guys, greed, though, is up quite a bit, 75 in the greed category. And we're very close here to $2 trillion in market capitalization. So 2/3 of the way to the all-time high amount, what the market cap was back in the last bull run in 2021. 24-hour volume's down a little bit, but Bitcoin dominance also teetering down slightly. And when this number goes down even further, guys, that is when we know that altcoins are popping. I'm going to be giving you guys a scenario where we could possibly see XRP be doing that very soon. We got to look at an alternative chart to gauge XRP price in a second. We can see Bitcoin up 1.25%, Ethereum's up 3.94%, Solana's up 2.29%, and XRP only up by 0.75 percentage point. Bitcoin rallies first, guys. This always happens, and the rest of the altcoins tend to rally after that. I've got the XRP chart up here. Unfortunately, we are not moving as much. I know I feel like a broken record. Keep coming on here saying, 55, 56, 57 cents per XRP, unfortunately. So how do we get an XRP up to double digits? Well, guys, we got to look at the broader picture, and Bitcoin needs to do its thing first, always. This coming from Thomas Farrer here. In 2022, Saylor discussed 3 catalysts to take Bitcoin to $5 million. Now remember, this was 2 years ago. He did say spot Bitcoin ETFs, which are now approved today. Number 2, fair value accounting rules from the FASB. And number 3, bank custody and lend against Bitcoin as collateral. Here's a clip of Michael Saylor, guys. I just want to play you guys this real quick. Listen to this.
Look, first of all, it's going up by a factor of 10 whether they fix any of the stuff, right? It's going to it's going to be a grind up by a factor of 10 just because gold is broken and Bitcoin's going to replace gold. And now everybody in the universe knows they need a non-sovereign store of value in the form of a bearer instrument. So now they're looking, the amount of stories. For last year, people said inflation may be coming. We're not sure. Now the mainstream narrative is flipped to inflation is here. You need an inflation hedge. So it's going to grind up to replace gold. It'll go to $500,000 a coin, regardless of whether they fix these things. But there are 3 things that are massive catalysts that cause an acceleration. And I don't think that those 3 things don't take us to 500,000. They take us to 5 million a coin, right? Those 3 things are a spot ETF where someone can go ahead and buy $100 million of Bitcoin, buy a security, an ETF security. I think that's 1. 2 is your bank is going to custody it for you and lend against it. And 3 is I can mark it up or mark it down on my balance sheet based on fair value. Pari passu. It'll be pari passu to the way I'd handle Apple stock, or at least that good. If you have property with fair value accounting, by the way, it becomes pari passu to the way you'd handle treasury bonds on a treasury balance sheet. Treasuries are better than stocks because treasury is property, whereas a stock is a security, and you're capped out at 40% of your balance sheet as security. So it would be a major breakthrough if you saw any of those 3 things. And I'll end with this one observation. I tweeted this last week, but I think it's very powerful. It's if the banks can hold this stuff on their balance sheet, then a whole new class of investors are going to buy it. People are going to put in billion and multi-billion-dollar orders to buy it as a treasury asset. Nobody's going to sell it because there's no reason to sell it if you can borrow against it at LIBOR plus or at SOFR plus 50 basis points, right? So you'll be borrowing against Bitcoin at SOFR plus 50 or SOFR plus 100 basis points. No one's ever going to sell it. And then, as I joked, you won't be able to afford it. I mean, you will be able to afford it, but everybody gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. When the banks normalize it and you can draw a $100 million credit line at 100 basis points from an FDIC insured bank, at that point, right, we're going to blow through the market cap of gold by a factor of 10.
Right.
So I think the best thing is those three things are highly likely to happen. I don't know if they happen in 36 months or 24 months or 12 months, but I would be shocked if it's more than 36 months. And I hope, guys, it doesn't happen in 12 months, because my view is the longer it takes, the more progressive the grind, the more time I have to buy more of it.
I mean, that's what the experienced OGs were thinking back in 2022, especially after the FTX collapse back in late 2022. And so, now we're months in the future, and look at the sentiment in the space. We're also getting notices, guys, like this from the SEC. Here are the banks asking the SEC to change the SAB 121, which would allow banks to custody digital assets. So sentiment is shifting very, very much so, which means possibly we could be getting very, very close to some meaningful crypto regulations in the United States. We've also got the custody game. Anders here bringing this up. Seems Ripple have some big plans for their crypto custody solutions. New jobs are being offered at Metaco in New York. Metaco is developing world-class custody infrastructure designed for Tier 1 institutions. So this is real big money. And so if they're going to be getting into crypto, Ripple does want a piece of the custody pie. And so they're saying, here, world's largest global custodians, banks, regulated exchanges, and corporates can now choose Metaco for their custody needs. Anders also bringing this up. Okay, Metaco harmonized, Ripple aiming to control the core platform for the largest global custodian bank, universal banks, and corporates. And he's saying here it's an underrated strategy. So now you hold your crypto with us. We'll provide solutions for anything you wish to do with your cryptocurrency. Check this out here. The standard for top tier banks, again, looking after the institutional investors. This is Metaco, owned by Ripple. More than half of the world's largest global custodian banks, as well as many regional, universal banks, and corporates, have chosen Metaco Harmonize as the core platform for their current and future digital asset operations. And that, guys, is only going to grow as the months go on. I think we're so close. I'm not even going to say years at this point. We are so close to this institutional adoption. But the institutional adoption has not happened yet. We're on the precipice of something really, really big, and we've dabbled in it, or rather, we've seen the crypto space dabbling in it so far. Here's one from XRP Drops. The work of ex-Rippler Ryan Zagone continues to be appreciated by Ripple and Ripple's Vice President Deborah McCrimmon. If you guys do not know, if you're new to the space, Ryan Zagone worked at Ripple between 2014 and 2019. He was their business development and director of regulatory relations. During this time, he joined the steering committee, Federal Reserve's Faster Payment Task Force, and that was between 2015 to 2019. Now Ryan Zagone is saying it's an honor to be selected for Electronic Transaction Association 40 Under 40. 3 years ago, I joined Wise as the first U.S. hire of the Wise platform. Since then, we've built out an incredible cross-function team in the United States, launching 80-plus partners globally, and announced innovative work with Swift to advance cross-border payments. I'm thankful to be a part of this journey and look forward to seeing our impact expand. And so this is Ryan Zagone, a clip from, I think, 2018 or 2019 from XRP Daily. Ryan Zagone on distributed ledger technology. Guys, they have been planning this from the beginning. Look at how the infrastructure is changing, and it's no surprise to me that Ryan Zagone has continued his successful journey. Listen to this.
Ryan Zagone, I'm with Ripple. I want to follow up with a couple comments on particularly the conversation about what we'll see going forward and the ecosystem we see developing. So right now, I think blockchain and Bitcoin has been described as a panacea for everything in financial services. We spent 2 years working with banks for proof of concepts, pilots, and live products that they're working over our network now to learn that that is not the case, that Bitcoin or blockchain is not needed to solve all of our issues. As was said earlier, DTCC can go real time today with the technology they have today. It's not a technology problem. What we're focused on and where blockchain comes in is on use case specific issues. So in finding a use case where there's friction that could benefit from blockchain. So in our vision of the future is that you have some blockchain or Bitcoin networks developed, both private and public, and you also have centralized systems like DTCC running today. And the value we see going forward is not in building a network that everyone uses, but in connecting these different networks. So we see a varied ecosystem of both distributed companies and distributed networks, along with centralized networks. And the value here is going to be connecting those. There was a comment earlier about, do you need blockchain to connect those? And we wholeheartedly think no. That is not necessary, and nor do we think we'll likely see that. Likely because of the permissions, the operational resiliency concerns that come up when outsourcing the operations of a network to unknown parties. That's far outside of what we see in the regulatory construct. So we likely see an interoperability protocol that gets developed that is not blockchain-based.
You mean the individual networks may be blockchain-based, but the network-to-network thing is not?
Correct. And I would point folks to the W3C, the Web Standards Group for the Internet. They have such protocol that they're working on now called Interledger. And it's a non-blockchain protocol that connects centralized systems and distributed, along with distributed to distributed. It creates an internet of value, as we see it, where there's connectivity between all different types of systems, and systems that are designed for use case specific problems, not one architecture that we apply to everything. I don't think that's where we'll see a practical application of these tools.
So Ryan Zagone back in 2018 or 2019, again, I don't quite remember when this was from, but talking the talk, basically explaining how distributed ledger technology would transform the face of payments, explaining how it was going to work way back then, and this was way before the Metaco purchase, and all those other milestones that Ripple has passed since in the last several years. So wanted to thank XRP Daily just for posting that, guys. We got another ex-Rippler here in the headlines. Ex-Rippler Navin Gupta is the new CEO of Crystal to lead Crystal's blockchain intelligence revolution. Here's a quote: "We are thrilled to announce that Navin Gupta, who has previously worked at Ripple, has been appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer of Crystal. This appointment marks a significant milestone in Crystal's history, showcasing the company's commitment to expanding its presence in the cryptocurrency markets in the Middle East and Asia. Under Gupta's leadership, Crystal is poised to enhance its innovative solutions, addressing the critical need for superior blockchain intelligence among regulators, VASPs, and the traditional financial sectors. Gupta's vision for the company is clear: to remain at the cutting edge of technology, to be insanely customer-centric, and to ensure that Crystal solutions reach every corner of the globe. Now, as we move towards the next wave in the market, we are committed to leveraging new age tech to stay ahead of the curve," said Gupta. So, it's great to see that these guys are moving on, making waves in the ecosystem, and of course, their connections to Ripple always leaving on good terms. To have, good partners in the space at other companies, at influential organizations. I'm not entirely sure how big Crystal is or anything like that. Nevertheless, it's not bad to see that, these ex-Ripplers are continuing to make waves in the space. Anyway, wanted to keep moving along. We got a lot to talk about today, guys. A lot of it has to do with that XRP hate that I've been noticing, as well as Crypto Insight UK. I'm going to debunk one XRP hater argument very quickly right now, okay? And that is around circulating supply, the argument around supply restricting price discovery. On January 7th, 2018, XRP price was at $3.37 with a circulating supply of about 38.7 billion XRP. If you guys were around for that time, you probably remember that. At this time, the total market cap of crypto was around 711 billion. Okay, so remember that. That was the bull run 2017, and by early 2018, a lot of those altcoins had popped. And then in the last bull run, November 7th, 2021, XRP circulating supply was 47 billion. So sure, a little bit more than the 38.7 billion. But remember, at this time, the total market cap of crypto was 3.032 trillion. So $3 trillion for all intents and purposes, or a 325% increase from the previous high. XRP circulating supply has increased by roughly 21% during this time, yet the amount of money in crypto had increased by 325%. This is clear factual proof that the increase in circulating supply is not the reason for lack of price appreciation in this asset. And, I was talking about this yesterday, which I will link up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys want to catch that video. A little bit, David Schwarz has been very, very active on the X platform, debunking some of these myths. We can clear this narrative from the simple maths above. Why XRP didn't appreciate in line to previous years is up to the personal interpretation and theories. However, it is not directly due to an increase in supply. So I tend to agree with that statement too. How is it that XRP could get up so high back in 2018 and yet, not really get up as high in 2021. My theory is the lack of on and off ramps. Also, the fact that the United States is the biggest trading crypto market, and because XRP was in the courts, along with Ripple in 2021, I think that is the reason, guys, very, very clearly, part of the reason why we did not see that move. Now, that doesn't explain this, though. XRP Ventures saying, I give XRP a hard time about price appreciation or the lack thereof, but shouldn't XLM also be at least $1.50 by now? So that, again, brings us back to XLM, which I'm going to bring up here real quickly. And as you guys can see, XLM is another one of those cryptocurrencies that really hasn't moved. The end of 2022 was essentially the bottom of the market, and we've only seen it go up about 66%. If we compare that to XRP, how much has XRP gone up since that bottom there? If we were to take that bottom, in and around here, I'll give it the same amount of time. Really, we saw XRP bottom out here back in June of 22, but if we were to take it from, let's just take it from right in around here, XRP has gone up, 65%. Okay, so roughly the same. If we were to take it from down in here, XRP, though, has gone up about 94%. So since that bottom, that localized bottom, after the bear market concluded, XRP has gone up more. But I mean, to his point here, shouldn't XLM also be a high price? We talk about the escrow and that Ripple controls that, but here's another great explanation. People in the XRP community carrying on about Ripple dumping should listen to this and draw some lessons. HBAR's supply increased from 15 billion to 33 billion in 2 years, but the HBAR price is higher than 2 years ago. Now, that is something to be paying attention to. If I bring up HBAR here, guys, HBAR is part of my legacy portfolio over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And if you guys are interested in knowing where I'm going to be selling my HBAR and all my cryptocurrencies, my legacy portfolio and the special $10,000 plus portfolio, you can follow me over there. Only $5 a month. I have kept it relatively affordable so you guys can follow me throughout this bull run. And wow, check out HBAR today up to past 10 cents per coin. Over the last couple of days, we have seen some bullish momentum for this particular coin. So this coin pumps very, very well. I wouldn't say that people are disappointed with HBAR's performance. So how did this happen? Okay, supply increased from 15 billion to 33 billion in 2 years. And this is what Credible Crypto did say down here in this 19-minute video, which I'm not going to play for you, but I will link it here in the description if you guys want to watch it here. He says this is because the circulating supply is being absorbed by the smart money. It is not broadly the same for XRP, or at least not at this particular time. Doesn't this just lengthen the period of consolidation and end with a more aggressive price increase when that consolidation ends? Guys, let's go back to XRP. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that base. Let's take a look at that setup, that Nike swoosh. I want it to kind of just keep going and going before, we see, okay, I'm exaggerating here, but I think you guys get my point, right? The longer the base, the higher in space. And so, we've just seen this grind to the upside. What Bill is saying here, the longer period of consolidation, guys, the higher we blast off. And if you watch this Credible Crypto video, I think you could probably get some insight as to the same. So some things to be paying attention to. Credible Crypto also mentioning that in his last video update on XRP, I said I was not interested in it until the XRP-BTC pairing moved to the downside target some 30+% lower. Wow, we're finally there and at a place where I'm now interested in paying attention to it. So guys, this is the chart that I want to show you. He says he'll share more tomorrow, but I think it's time to pay attention to the coin with the biggest love-hate relationship in the space. So XRP, what has it done historically compared to Bitcoin? And, again, this is the setup that we've been waiting for. Bitcoin is rallying up to the 0.702 now. The narrative is going to play out as it plays out. Are we going to see Bitcoin retrace, in which case we might have to wait a little longer? Or is Bitcoin going to keep going up to the upside? This is still anybody's guess, but this is what the XRP price appreciation will be predicated on. Bitcoin's next upcoming move. This is why we have to be poised and ready. And again, for those of you guys wanting to know what my targets are, what I'm going to be doing, again, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Don't want to push it too much, but I know many people are asking me, and all that information is going to be over there. RSI for the XRP-BTC pairs in the weekly timeframes, okay, they stand in the same place as they did before the 2017 and 2021 XRP bull run. So, guys, this is something that we should be paying attention to, and I'm going to get back to this in a second. Okay, the RSI dip, very, very oversold. When have we seen that in the past? Well, check this out. He circled it over here. before that pump in 2021, and of course, before that historic pump in 2017, leading up to all-time high. So what could this mean, guys, comparing it to Bitcoin? So I'm going to jump a little back and forth here, but I think it's okay. I know you guys have seen this video here from Dark Horse, the programmatic sales and the bots, and the suppression, or the supposed suppression, that the XRP community is assuming is happening with the XRP cryptocurrency. Well, David Schwarz, he did come out and address this. I understand caring how much we sell, but honestly, I don't really understand why people think it matters so much exactly how we sell XRP. Yes, we choose when to sell and we choose how much to sell, yet anyone can see how much XRP comes out of the escrow at any given time. Dark Horse responding to this, thank you for sharing your thoughts. The potential return of bots and Ripple's best practices raise valid concerns about transparency. While monthly escrow releases are routinely for holders, the method of dispersion remains a topic of ongoing concern. Ripple has Ripple ever considered giving XRP a break for a month or two, letting XRP breathe, stopping the sales just a month? Could allow it to find a new price discovery point? Or is this pattern set to continue in the distribution pattern for the next 14 to 17 years? Is it set in stone? Ripple has pivoted a lot in the last 6 years, but its escrow release and sales haven't. This has been consistent. Could the pattern change? And David Schwarz is asking, are you asking us if we've ever considered manipulating the price? And Dark Horse response here, would this let it breathe statement where you don't put XRP up for sale be classed as manipulation of the price? And David Schwarz says, that's what I don't understand. Either it is or it isn't. There's no third alternative. I don't think what you're saying makes sense in either case. If it's manipulation, why are you asking us to do it? If it's not, then what is this entire issue even about? And Dark Horse is responding here with his response. I'll link all this in the description of the video, but I wanted to really get to this David Schwarz response right here from just 3 hours ago. We were originally hoping to get our holdings way down in just a few years, mostly using giveaways. If you guys remember, the Ripple giveaways from back in 2014, 15, 16, that was a very long time ago, before I was even in the space. But that has been, that's on the record there. They did do that back then. He does say, though, that strategy just didn't work. We don't want to be holding lots of XRP for decades, but it's not clear what other options we have. But guys, right here, for what it's worth, I believe the primary drivers of XRP price have almost nothing to do with any factors specific to the XRP ecosystem, aka real-world utility is not affecting XRP price in this moment. This just brings me back to the point that I've continued to make here. The spec market is what is driving price. Bitcoin is what is driving price. XRP is moving alongside Bitcoin, which gives us even more reason to be paying attention to this particular chart here, the XRP to Bitcoin pairing. So guys, what have we seen in the past? And this is another one here, XRP to BTC pairing by the Dark Defender. So let me zoom out here on the XRP to BTC chart first. So there you go. I already have it on here. This is XRP to Bitcoin, okay? You guys can see ascending wedge pattern over time since 2017. And this first point here, when XRP really shot up against Bitcoin, you guys can see that was in 2017 when XRP reached its all-time high. And then that inter-year high for XRP in 2021 was this pump to the upside right in here, okay? So these are the 2 points that I want to kind of show you guys and kind of gauge right now. If we take a look at these prices, okay, and actually let's take 2021 to begin with. If we bring this price right in here, and I mean, that's about 439% from that bottom there. If we were to take it though from here, we're looking at somewhere in between 510, 530%, give or take. But let's even just take it from, somewhere in the middle here, 445%. Once we did see Bitcoin reach that RSI level right down in here, if I go back to Dark Defender's tweet down here, you guys can see RSI dip, oversold. And guys, look at where we are right now, 2024, very, very oversold for XRP to BTC. So that same thing happened right in and around here back to 2017. And if we were to bring that price up right in here, you guys can see we're looking at, let me drag that down, about 5,370%. So you take these two pumps, again, even though we saw 445% pump to the upside, once these factors checked out, and again, guys, we're getting very, very close over here, if you can see. I think we should consider this being very conservative because at this point in time, we've got to remember that XRP was still under scrutiny in the SEC lawsuit. So I think this number should have been a lot higher than it was. But even if we were to just take, let's just say an average, I mean, this is a very, very high amount, 5370, let's just put 5370 plus 445. Okay, and let's just take an average amount here, 2907, 2,900%. Okay, and if we were to take that, if we were to take that from down and around here, let's say XRP does base, hits that trend line, and then goes up 2,900%. 2,000, that would be down and around here somewhere, 2,900%. You know, it doesn't mean too much on the BTC chart, but if we were to assume XRP moving down a little bit, then moving up 2,900%, guys, think of where that would bring us. Okay, 2,900, this is the XRP to USD chart now, 2,900% would bring us in and around here, which would, in fact, make a top Fibonacci retracement, almost pinpointing it exactly there, an XRP worth about $15.24 approximately. So again, the longer the base, the further in space we're getting so close. And as per David Schwarz, guys, we are still in a spec market. 2 confirmations now, the XRP to BTC chart and the Fibonacci retracement. Full fib, guys, from the former all-time high could get us up to past $15 per coin. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Boom, look at that, 99,671. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. We're trying to hit 100,000. I'm going to be giving away 2 Ledger Nanos in early April. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.